Hey everybody, it's Greg. Welcome back to the channel. Hey, today we're hopping into a new mod. We're going to try Fight for the Fatherland. It's been out on the Steam workshop for a little while now. It's getting some pretty good feedback from other content creators, and so I wanted to take a shot at it. And so that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be, well, we've got two options. We can either play as the Socialist Republic of Germany, but we're not going to do that. Spoilers. Instead, we're going to be playing as Prussia, the Prussian state. So this scenario effectively is if the communist uprising in the 20s or 30s was actually successful in Germany, and they took over the whole country. And so effectively Prussia, or what was Germany, the German Empire, was sent off to the Königsberg pocket, and effectively is a kind of a Hong Kong in this scenario. We're off by ourselves, and but we're looking for revenge. Okay, well, we are playing as the Prussian state here, and you can see that we're basically the Hong Kong of Germany. We just got this little pocket, the little Königsberg pocket, all to ourselves. And then we have the Socialist Republic of Germany in charge over here, led by Ernst Thalmann. So, yeah, we don't like them too much, and they don't like us very much. We've already had one war, but we'll probably have a second. Now, as for, I do like some of the things they've added to the mod here. We even have our own little building that they've added here, the Königsberg Castle. Well, it's pretty cool. As for our current economic situation and our military situation, that is not very cool. Yeah, we don't really have any factories. We have no factories. We have no civies. We have no military factories of any kind. And our military, so as it is made up of 12 half-depleted divisions. We're led by Kurt here. And yeah, he's kind of the intermediary, I guess, before we hopefully bring the Kaiser back. We have a lot of potential. We are the true heirs of the German Empire. We won't let those commies control Germany forever. Don't worry, we'll be coming home eventually. As for our resources, well, we don't have any of those either. We have one steel. Okay, we do have a decent focus tree here, so it looks like some of it is kind of locked behind decisions. Yeah, the only thing we can do to start out with, we have to devalue the paper schmark here. Now, our military economy is just as robust as our civilian economy, and so as to say we don't have one. We have two factories on guns, one on support equipment, one on artillery, and we do have some naval dockyards. So we did get most of the fleets in the Civil War, so that's at least something we got going for ourselves, so that's good. So there was an attempt on our leader's life. Yeah, so he was injured. Not great. So now, yeah, he's bedridden, which means we have even less political power. We have none to begin with, and we have even less now. So we've got a fork in the road here. We can expand civilian spending or expand military spending. So in that case, I'd assume we'll be going to war here sooner than later, so I'm going to expand military spending. So General Ludendorff has condemned our leader. Yeah, so basically what's going to happen is we're crumbling in our support for good old Kurt here. The opposition, particularly the Brown Party, led by General Ludendorff, is agitating the Tannenberg-Bund. So yeah, that's going to keep ticking towards the right here, and if it gets too far, we're going to have some serious internal issues. Okay, we've got the Elbinger Schwur here. I have no idea what is optimal here. So yeah, politics. We'll go ahead and try to keep the military dictatorship going, because ultimately we're trying to get back to the Kaiserreich. Now we have a little mechanic in here where we can reach out to the cartels, the corporations in the Prussian state here, and ask for their assistance on things. All of these are pretty good. So basically, if you do little mini missions, they'll give you cartel favor, and then you can spend that cartel favor to, help your economy along. So that happened quick. Yeah, we have a monarchist coup here. The storm brews within the military junta as disillusioned officers seize upon a golden opportunity to launch a fragile yet swift coup. Rallying around their figurehead, August von Hohenzollern. definitely butchered that. So basically, the monarchy's back on the menu, boys. Now we have August Wilhelm leading the country, His Imperial and Royal Majesty August Wilhelm I. Now, unfortunately, we have to share power. We're always worried about getting the Tannenberg Bund into power, so we have to deal with this mechanic now. I'm not a big fan of the balance of power mechanic, honestly, in the base game, and I'm not really a fan of it here in the mod. Yeah, so this can't be good. Black shirts have organized in the UK. Yeah. So this is set to historical, but I find with mods like this, the game really starts to go off the rails. So we have no political power at all. We're making 0.10 per day, which is just god-awful. I don't know how we're supposed to keep the Tannenbund from taking things over, but I'm giving more privileges to the aristocrats. Okay, the Spanish Civil War just kicked off, so I'm thinking once we finish up getting gold for the fatherland, which gives us some more mills, maybe do army with the state, and then we can work our way down to aid the Spanish. I want to try to get some army XP because we have no political power, and so even if I wanted to, and I can't, I can't hire a chief of the army yet anyway. So yeah, okay, cool. So it looks like we can maybe unlock a chief of an army here. So we got the direction of our army. Back when the idea of Germany was non-existent, when Prussia was merely a small duchy on the edge of the First Reich, the writings of Clausewitz von Moltke and their ultimate brainchild, the military theory of Bewungungskrieg, I guess, lead our nation to unparalleled glory. Well, so who do we want? Do we want to choose von Manstein or Ludendorff? So Ludendorff leads the Brown Party, so I'm already leaning against him, but he does give really nice, juicy division attack. Von Manstein gives division speed. We're going to lean towards von Manstein, just because I don't like Ludendorff. He was a, well, you know, he was a Nazi. Oh, interesting. We have Purple Spain. Yeah, Republican Spain and Nationalist Spain. I've never seen Purple Spain before. So we have 0 still. We're 23 in the holes, so I'm not entirely sure what in the hell we're making our guns and our trucks and artillery out of. The problem with being an isolated and tiny nation with no army means when I go to send volunteers to the Republicans, we can send 1 division. All right, so our 1 division has arrived in Spain. Let's give... we'll put Guderian. Okay, I'm trying to recruit some more troops. Yeah, but we're just not really producing much, mostly because we don't have any steel. Okay, so we finally have enough XP now. We can choose a doctrine. So if it was a normal Germany, an ordinary Germany, a Germany that had an economy, I would go mobile warfare. I like tanks. I would choose this. But since we don't have either of those things, I would say if I had to choose, my favorite between the two would probably be superior firepower. So that's the one we're going to go with today. Okay, so we sent a whole volunteer division, 1 motorized division to Spain, and now we got the pop-up. So I didn't think we would be lucky enough to get this pop-up, but this could really help us long-term. Okay, we have a little political power here, so I'm going to spend some of that to drill in the Baltic Sea and see if we can find some oil because, yeah, we don't have any. Okay, we're going to start building some airplanes because we don't have an air force. Yeah, I don't know what they did in the mod here, but they took all the German models away. Apparently, you can only have 1 Germany with German models, so... Okay, so we can actually issue propaganda posters, and I think that's a pretty cool mechanic, taking over from the No Step Back DLC with the Soviet Union. I think that's something they should have incorporated in the new Germany DLC, but yeah, let's go ahead and run our first propaganda ad here. And Austria has done the thing. Yes, fascist Austria has voted to join communist Germany. Right. Our 1 motorized division of Guderian is definitely hitting above his weight class. Yeah, the Republicans are doing pretty well. Okay, so we've almost completed the imperial tree here, so we're going to come on down to rewarding loyalty. Okay, now that we have an intelligence agency, let's go ahead and start spying on the Red Germans. And Japan's finally gone on China. It's only 38. I don't know what they were waiting for. Interesting. And so did Italy. Italy joined the Allies as well. Fascist Italy joined the Allies, the Democratic Ally. And Britain's done the thing. They seem to be having a little civil kerfuffle here. This actually could work out to our favor. It's kind of strange that Communist China has joined the Allies as well, but here we are. We've done it. We have enough control. The Kaiser has seized full control of government, of the military, of the state. And yes, August, he's winning here. We no longer have to worry about the balance of power mechanics, so that's nice. We're going to go ahead and start down the tree to work on getting our war goals against Communist Germany. Start by getting anti-communist diplomacy. And just like that, the war in Spain's over, and the Republicans won. The issue in the British Isles is kind of at a standstill, so who knows where that's going to go. So, yeah, the Soviet Union doesn't like us very much, and nor does Red Germany, but we don't care, because we have grander plans, and that starts with going down to forge our own alliance. Okay, I've been boosting relations with both Poland and Lithuania. You can only pick one here, apparently, so let's go ahead and try to collaborate with Poland and see if they like us enough to join our alliance. Poland agrees! Perfecto! Poland has accepted our proposal and joined our alliance. Excellent. So Mittel Europa is growing. Okay, well, it looks like it's finally boiling over. It's June of 39, and we just received a message from Carl. Carl with Mel Pattern Baldness over here is saying that if we don't submit to Red Germany immediately, they're going to invade us. Obviously, we're going to choose. No, we will fight until death for the fatherland here. Okay, so yeah, they've declared war almost immediately. They're coming for our islands. We don't really have much in the way of garrisons here. I am going to take our forces and see if we can bring them over to the border here with Poland. And I want to see if maybe there's a way we can kind of punch through here. Something like that, I guess we'll have to do. If we could pierce through here and get to Kustland, we might have a chance here. Our allies are starting to arrive. It's a good thing, too, because they're starting to pierce through Poland here. Hungary has accepted our invitation to join the Mittel Europa Alliance. Excellent. Please and thank you. We need as many friends as we can get. At the very bare minimum, they're going to be a distraction. Okay, we do have a lot of artillery in our Prussian units here, so hopefully, I mean, it seems to be making the difference against, I guess, the numerical numbers, though we are getting our teeth kicked in Poland here. We have taken Kustland here, so interestingly enough, we don't actually automatically, it doesn't actually become a core state of Prussia. It is a claimed state, so there's a way we can get compliance up and we can start coring that. Problem is, we have no manpower. Our plucky little island in Aruga is still holding out against the Red Hordes. All right, we have our whole 2 motorized divisions. I'm going to try to use them as our, quote, armored core. And see if we can punch our way through Stettin here. I might have to help the Poles out instead. They're not looking too fresh over here. We can't let them take Warsaw. If they crush the Polish line right here, they're just going to come through into Prussia. It's totally undefended. We're going to go ahead and move our troops down here to try to help out these guys. Okay, we've almost made it to Stettin, but if we can hold it, that's another question. The line has stabilized in Poland on the outskirts of Warsaw, so these guys have very low supply, these German troops, so it's possible that we can move them off of these tiles. One problem is all this territory is just flipped to Poland, so yeah, it's not great. We need that territory. And if I come into Poland here, they are definitely not going to give us any of that territory. Our war contribution isn't big enough yet. All right, we've taken back Lodz. There's a possibility that we could maybe try to get a nice little encirclement down here. I don't know. And pin you guys in place. RAF hinders military preparations. Yay! We're having attacks in our home territory by the RAF because, we don't have enough problems in this country. Okay, we did take Stettin. So what do we do with it exactly? If I was to move these guys, will the Poles be able to hold? Now, we're still doing this under completely red skies. At this point, we might as well just go ahead and ground our aircraft and not doing shit. So that's not great, but we do have anti-air in our template for our infantry, so hopefully that'll give us a little bit of a edge over the cast damage. Oh, God! We have split the line! We've split the line! Yes, let's take assessment of where we are here. I think good portion of the Red Army is entrapped here in eastern Poland. Well, they're pushing back again towards Warsaw, so I don't know how long Poland has, but if we can close this pocket before the Hungarians die, we might have a chance here. So these guys are completely cut off from supply. I mean, they'll still have some local supply in like Breslau here and Potsdam, but you know, what is not in a good shape here is our manpower situation. We have no manpower. Everybody's mobilized. All right, we've almost taken Dresden. Fall of Berlin, baby. Fall of Berlin. Okay, it looks like the UK has gobbled up Mosley. Their little civil kerfuffle is over. Okay, if we can get the motorized down to Breslau here. The line in the Berlin line is what I'm calling it, is holding reasonably well. Reasonably well. Get across the river. We've taken Breslau. If we can grab this tile, and we'll have them clean up this pocket. Okay, Poland is fighting back with a vengeance, so that's very good for us. All right, we're going to clean this pocket up, and then we're going to continue to move down to the larger pocket. I'm glad I risked it. I had to risk that army with that movement through here, because if we hadn't, we would be in a world of hurt. We were losing on all fronts, but yeah, they didn't expect that. I'm not really sure what happened there. So, right, something happened. Communist Germany decided to do some underhanded tactics here, and they got Lithuania and Latvia to join their alliance here, and they've switched governments. Right, and now they're marching unannounced and uninvited into our home territory. I need you guys to relocate from closing these pockets to keeping Prussia alive. You can't trust the Reds. You just can't trust them. Okay, it looks like they're going to close these pockets regardless, so that's good. Pretty sneaky tactics there, Germany. Pretty sneaky. Okay, I'm moving our troops back to the Western Front that is crumbling and seeing if we can try to turn the tide. The Hungarians are digging in, but they're having a heck of a time down here as well. Okay, we've encircled these guys, destroy them, take that supply hub back. They've broken open the pocket again. Of course they have. Okay, we're trying to take Berlin back. Okay, we're about to take Berlin, finally. Okay, Hungary is holding on better than I thought they would. I'm surprised they've made it this far, honestly. The line is stable here. Now, can we trap Dresden here? Maybe. All right. Dresden is occupied, or liberated, I should say. They just have so much CAS. It's really hard to push. We're shooting down some CAS with our anti-air and our units, but it's just not enough. They just have so much. They're just bombing us to oblivion, and I can't get enough aircraft produced. We don't have the manpower, and we don't have the industry to produce planes in any kind of sufficient numbers to win the skies back. We've had a little bit of breakout in the line here. They have relocated a good portion of their troops up here to Lithuania, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. Not to mention down here in Hungary. So we're going to make advantage of that and try to take as much land up in Brandenburg as we can. Can we get down to Heidelberg, split the line? It looks like we can. Oh! And just like that, Communist Germany, Red Germany has tipped over. Wow, that was a tough war. If we didn't have Poland, Hungary, and Romania on our side, that would have been completely pear-shaped. Well, we don't have very much war score, so we do have claims on everything, I thought, but maybe not. Okay, like that, we do have peace. Peace at last. The Kingdom of Prussia reigns supreme. We've united Germany. Poland took a pound of flesh in the peace conference. They used most of their points to gobble up all the Baltics, which kind of sucks, but I don't really care about that. The important thing is that we got Germany back. Yes, so we're back, boys. Communist Germany has been defeated at last. We have achieved a momentous victory. Fall of Tokyo. I haven't even been paying attention, but apparently Japan and the United States have had a dispute. Yeah, so we're trying to integrate the territory as quickly as possible. So yeah, all of this German territory, we don't actually have cores on. So we have to get compliance up high enough so we can core this out, which really sucks. Really sucks. And we don't have manpower for garrisons. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn garrisons off. Yeah, compliance is going to start going up, but we're also going to have some resistance going up too, like a lot. Well, yeah, it looks like the Allies got their disgusting peace deal and Japan. Yeah, so resistance is crazy. Yeah, so this is kind of a problem with the mod. So for whatever reason, Communist Germany instantly gets cores on all of Germany, but us, the Prussia state, doesn't have cores automatically on Germany, which I think is... I get what they're doing, where you have to follow the focus tree here and use this to unlock the ability to start coring out territory with compliance, but honestly, it takes so long to get compliance up high enough, I don't even know if it's worth it. And in the meantime, yeah, this is a problem. And it looks like the Allies have gone to war against Italy. Trial of communist German leadership. What do we want to do with them? We want to execute them, imprison them, or conduct a fair trial? I think we'll just go ahead and imprison them, maybe. Okay, we can finally purge the communist influence. We're going to finally get rid of the Red Army faction as, well, a threat, so that's good for us. And Italy's done what Italy's good at and fractured into a million pieces, so... yeah, I don't think Mussolini is going to be around for all that much longer. Well, Italy has fallen over, and just as they did, Papa Stalin here decided that his mustache really wanted Poland. And I don't have any interest in joining my my allies in a war. We have 20 divisions, no manpower, no guns, and no compliance in the states that we hold. Yeah, we are in no condition to fight a war. All right, we're going to go finally be able to help out our friends in the alliance before they all fall to the communist jackboot. There's a very long front here, and yeah, our infantry isn't anything to write home about, but they seem to be doing the job. And we're catching some of the Soviet submarines out in the Baltic here. Okay, we've really had a good breakout here. And the Soviet army in the south is all but defeated. Excellent. Okay, all these Soviet troops up here are entrapped now. Let's go ahead and use our infantry, because that's all we have, to clean up the pocket. Yeah, Romania is on its way out. I better get down here and help them out. Okay, the Soviet salient down here in Romania is all but gone. And then we'll turn back north and help out the Poles, and then we march to Moscow. And it's a pretty good pocket as well. Clean this up, and then we'll head towards Moscow. And we're on the outskirts of Moscow with our tiny little tank corps. We don't have much in the way of tanks, but we've got some, so certainly better than we used to have. And we've taken Moscow. Come on. Yes, we've taken Moscow. Like, our infantry isn't anything special. It's just 21 combat with infantry, but these guys are more than sufficient against the Soviet troops right now. Oh, it never gets tiresome destroying the Soviets piece by piece. That's why we do it. Oh, big lag spike. Finally, it's done. The Soviet Union is no more. The communist menace of the East is finally dealt with, and we can have peace in Europe. Communism is on the back foot. Germany is victorious again. All right, well, we have done it. We've secured Germany. We have all of our cores back. Deutsches Kaiserreich was successful. We've taken out the Soviet Union. We are big and tall. We have a huge industry now. 2.57 million men in reserve. So this is an interesting mod. Fight for the Fatherland. It is crazy difficult if you play as Prussia. We just happen to get a good roll. Sometimes the scenario can go completely off the rolls, and you can be fighting the Allies and the Soviets all at the same time. Yeah, it can go really kinds of crazy. And I find that, you know, the AI starts to do some really strange things. Like, for instance, we have Bourbon France, Democratic Italy, and at one time we did have Fascist United Kingdom. So even though it's set to historic, just the fact that Germany doesn't exist in its normal state causes the game to go bonkers. So if you're looking for like a wild alt history scenario, check it out. It's worth a gander. It's super difficult as Prussia. One of the things I really don't like is the fact that You have to wait till your compliance goes up on your cores before you can actually start coring the territory of Germany back out, which takes a very, very long time. So for most of the game, you have no manpower, no factories, and no capability of any kind. And luckily, we were able to get a decent amount of allies, so we were able to, utilize them and draw from their manpower, and they had a bigger military, so all good things. But if we didn't have that, we would have been totally screwed. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's playthrough. If you have, consider liking and subbing to the channel. Well, if you enjoyed today's playthrough, I hope you guys consider liking and subbing to the channel. Well, if you've enjoyed today's playthrough, consider liking the video as well as subbing to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're getting close to 1,500 subs and just a few more and we'll be there. So I could definitely use your support. Please and thank you. Anyways, I've been Greg the Gamer. I hope you guys have a terrific rest of your day. I'll be back very soon. Take care.